So tell me exactly, what do you plan on doing with this grant money that was just awarded to the state to reduce greenhouse gas emissions?
So this grant I'm using to buy a 2-row precision Mater planter. What this is going to do in return is be able to give me more seeding versatility with all my different seeded crops. It's a vacuum precision planter, so I can seed precisely my yields and acreage what I want. And the cool part about this planter, it has no-till options. And what the no-till options mean is I can transform from conventional tillage, so using subsoilers, plows, harrows, which you can probably see behind me, transforming over to just using this planter itself and not disturbing the soil at all. So what that in return means, I'm building soil organic matter, I'm building fertility, I'm building the organisms and life in the soil. I'm actually benefiting it without disturbing it. Just like us, we don't like to be disturbed in our daily routines. The life in the soil doesn't like to be disturbed. So being able to not disturb it in return over, like, we'll say a good 5-year span, I'm going to constantly and continuously keep building the soil structure, and in return having better yields, healthier soil, having healthier plants, higher yields, and that can help me save costs because, one, with fuel and not having to till multiple times, 2, being able to use just one implement in the ground, and reducing my herbicides, my insecticides, my fungicides, because in return I'll have hopefully healthier and more beneficial soil that I can plant and use.
Now, how is not disturbing the soil helping the environment reduce greenhouse emissions?
So every time we flip over the soil, we're letting out a bunch of CO2 and carbon monoxide into the air. And what that's doing is going up into the atmosphere and breaking down the ozone layer. And so without overturning the soil, 1, I'm not losing vital nutrients that I need, and 2, it's not being lost into the atmosphere. And 3, I'm using less fuels, fossil fuels, from only going through the soil once, going through the ground once. Because in conventional tillage, we have about a 4 or 5 step process. Subsoiling, then we go to plowing, then we go to harrowing or perfecting for our fresh seed bed, where you see the nice fields with fresh dirt. We're eliminating all those steps and going right to planting. This year I'm going to start subsoiling because the ground's actually compacted because of constant years of tillage. So throughout the years we plan on building that soil structure, making it less compact, for drainage and nutrients to be able to flow in the soil, so we can really build a nice structure in the soil, and in return we won't be letting that CO2 up into the air and into the atmosphere, which is a really big problem that we're starting to have.
Got it. How much will this machine save you time? Because you said you're going from 4 steps to just 1 step.
That's a good question. You say an acre might take me over these 4 steps maybe 6 hours, 7 hours to actually do all these steps. With planting, I can probably plant an acre in maybe half an hour to an hour, depending on what I'm planting, the spacings and the crops. So it's really gonna reduce my time, which is gonna open me up to doing more beneficial things on the farm. And it's gonna save me a lot of time and fuel with the tractors, and less wear and tear on my equipment. So that's my big. It's a beneficial economical, and it's a beneficial environmentally for the earth and my farm and myself. So I'm really excited.
Got it. How many acres are here?
So on the farm, there's about 7 or 8 acres here. I'm farming about 15 right now. And we're
how you said it's 7 or 8, but you're farming 15?
Yeah, so I farm 15 acres on Bardwell Farm. This land right here is about, what the farm sits on is about 7 or 8 acres. So we have other land throughout town that we're farming and using. So right here is a small snippet of what we farm. And then we have other land around town that we're using, so we're slowly expanding from there.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
The Baker-Polito administration is trying to help farmers reduce pollution. 22 News reporter Tashani Whitlow joins us from our Hampshire County Bureau to tell you how the state is assisting.
Governor Baker awarded $500,000 to 16 farmers to help them reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to also implement new practices. The grants were awarded through the new Agricultural Climate Resiliency and Efficiencies program. It was created as a way for the state to continue reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Farmers like Bardwell Farm in Hatfield plan to use the money to purchase a $14,000 two-row precision planter. The equipment will save time, cut costs, plant more seeds, and be more friendly to the environment.
So without overturning the soil, one, I'm not losing vital nutrients that I need, and two, it's not being lost into the atmosphere, and three, I'm using less fuels, fossil fuels.
Bardwell Farm was awarded nearly $12,000. The program offers incentives to farmers who improve economic agricultural resiliency and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Now, also on that list was a Devon Brothers Partnership in Hadley. They received $32,000. Reporting live from our Hampshire County Bureau in Northampton, Tishani Whitlow, 22 News.